So I've been getting a lot of questions about a recent announcement that I made where I am upgrading my You Got This workbook. So if you are someone who is interested in this upgrade or has previously purchased the You Got This workbook and wants to know some FAQ or a little bit of Q&A about this whole process, stay tuned. This quick update video is for you. So welcome to my channel. My name is Alexis, if we are not already introduced. I am an online entrepreneur who designs and sells productivity tools, strategies, and skills to help you manifest success with less stress. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'll leave some links down below in the description box where you can check out more of my work online, and feel free to download some of my latest free productivity tools over at thecharmedshop.com. So I'm just popping in today to do a little bit of like an FAQ Q&A on my You Got This workbook upgrade. Now, let me start by telling you guys a little bit about what the You Got This workbook is if you're not familiar. Well, back in 2015, I wrote and designed what I am calling my You Got This workbook. It is a strategic goal setting and planning guide in order to help you get organized on your goals and make a plan to execute on them. So I released this in fall, winter of 2015. I can't remember exactly when, like October, November, something like that. But it was towards the end of the year 2015. And this workbook has been a hit. It has been a bestseller in my shop for years at this point, because we're now 3 years later, right, into 2018. So this has been a all-time bestseller in my shop, and for very good reason. I think it is an excellent little workbook that has both information, just the right amount of information to help you understand the goal-setting process that I use and recommend. And then it also comes with some great activities and worksheets to help you actually take what you learn in the workbook and put it into action. If you guys have been following me for a while, or if you're new and you don't know, I am all about giving you guys enough information, enough strategy to understand what's going on, right? And then I like to give you guys tools like worksheets and activities to help you actually put that information to practice immediately. So that is why this workbook has been a bestseller in my shop. So it has pretty much gone more or less untouched for the last 3 years. I did put together like a masterclass workshop for it last year, last summer. I think it was last June or last May. And that was another wonderful success. It was kind of like a limited run of a live workshop where we kind of went through the workbook together. And then I had an open Q&A. And then I resold that on my shop as well, so that people could watch the replay, buy the replay. You may even still be able to get access to that for now, since my upgrade is actually not completely done on the You Got This workbook. That's still available. But essentially, for 3 years, the workbook has gone untouched. It's been a bestseller, and people have messaged me over and over and over again, telling me how wonderful, how useful it is, and how it's really helped them get a hold of their goal-setting process and then learn how to execute on their goals, you know, efficiently, productively, to make sure they're actually getting those goals accomplished. So it has been quite some time that it's been out there, and I thought it was time for me to give it an upgrade. Now, initially when I was going to do this, I just wanted it to be a little bit of an upgrade, but I'm not going to say I'm a perfectionist. I'm definitely type A. And once I got into the material and writing sections and re-outlining sections and thinking about all that I've learned in the last 3 years about goal setting and planning and executing, I ended up, I'm not going to say biting off more than I can chew. I ended up outlining a tremendous upgrade, way more than I originally had expected or anticipated. If you've been following my plan with me's for the last couple of months, you'll know that like I thought I was going to be done this in October, and we're now sitting at the end of November. We're walking into December in a few days. So I'm usually someone who plans and executes very quickly. This was something where I ended up wanting to change way more because I don't want to just do a little iteration change with this. I really wanted to give you guys a tremendous amount of new information and new activities and new worksheets. So it's taken me a little bit longer than expected to get it worked out, but I did very recently announce the pre-order for it because we are getting close. So my ETA for the arrival of this new workbook is mid-December at this point, and I'm really going to try to stick to that as much as I possibly can. It's obviously my goal to get this out to you guys before the end of the year so you guys can use it for your 2019 goal setting. But yeah, so I started the pre-order. I didn't make too much of a fuss about it. I just kind of mentioned it here and there, just so, you know, the people who are following me the closest would be able to see this was going on and snag the upgrade. Now, this is where I've been getting a lot of questions since I did make those minor, you know, announcements about it being available for pre-order. Many people, obviously at this point, have purchased the workbook in the last 3 years, which is amazing. And I'm so happy that you guys have, you know, purchased and loved the workbook. And a lot of people have been reaching out to me asking, well, Alexis, if we purchased it already in the past, do we get the upgrade automatically for free? And the answer is no. And the reason is like I said before, this isn't just a little bump in the workbook. I'm actually taking the workbook from about 30, I think it's like 31, maybe 32 pages to over 100 pages. Actually, my target, and I hope I don't say this and like disappoint anyone, so take this with a grain of salt. My target is actually that this might end up being 120 pages long. And it is also my intent that the workbook actually becomes the place where you will do activities instead of getting another notebook. There are, you know, there is some space going to be in there for you to actually walk through activities and do them, where the other workbook, it was kind of like suggested that you get a notebook, write things down, you know, yourself, but I'm kind of making this all in one in the workbook. So everything is kind of kept together for you, which I hope is going to be much more easier, more efficient. I just think it's, you get more organized when it's all in one. So, you know, that is some of the extra buffer room, but some of the extra buffer room as well in that update is that I'm adding a lot of new content. I'm basically completely adding 2 sections to the workbook, and a lot more activities and a bunch more worksheets. So it's a totally different product, right? So, I mean, I know from time to time, you know, people release books and people go out and buy them, and then there's a revision done or something like that, or like a new updated version, and they start selling the updated version. And just like that, if you want the updated version, you will have to purchase it separately. So, to go along with the workbook as well, this is one of the other things that's kind of like on my plate to do, because this was something I basically kind of threw in on my to-do list a little bit later, was I really want to do like a video. I'm not sure if it's going to be a series or just like one long video that I edit together, but I want to give you guys a video of how to use the workbook as well. So when you purchase the workbook, you're getting the workbook itself, like the digital PDF, and you're going to be getting access to a video or video series, however that's going to work. I don't know if it's going to be broken down per se, but video content to help you understand and really get the most of the workbook and kind of see how I would use it, how I recommend to use it, etc. So this really is a significant upgrade. And so I hope that answers the question for those of you who have made the purchase of the workbook in the past. Now, I will say there is one caveat to this, because I know that I just kind of trickled out the information to you guys about the update. I will say that if anyone out there purchased it in November, purchased the You Got This workbook in November of 2018, and you're interested in upgrading to the new update, I will allow those people, if you fall under that, if you're a customer in that category, if you reach out to me by email, I will allow you to pay the difference and receive the update. And that's only because I know I didn't do the best job taking the workbooks, the old one down, and announcing the new pre-order. And it was just so much going on for me. I hope you guys can understand that sometimes that happens, is that I don't always do the best job of when I'm doing an update. And it's so rare that I do an update like this. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that that answers your question. But yeah, there's so much new content that's in this workbook. If you enjoyed the You Got This workbook in the past, do you absolutely need this new one? I'll leave that to you, but I do think there is significant enough upgrade to help to warrant you buying it again if you really liked it the first time. If you got the original and you bought the original in 2015 or 2016 and you're like, wow, this was great, I loved it. Maybe it's time to upgrade to the new one. So I definitely think there is enough difference, and that's just something that I was really struggling with, making sure that I priced it right, that I was putting enough new content in to really make it valuable, because I hate just doing I hate wasting my time just doing a little bit of changes. I really like to have a good amount of change in my products when I do something like this. And I really think that I've done, I haven't finished yet, but I would say I did a good job. Really making sure to add additional value, making sure to close all the loops to anything that was possibly kind of maybe ambiguous or left open in the first iteration of the workbook. So yeah, I hope that answers your questions. If you have any other questions about the workbook, please make sure to leave it down below in the comments, and I will get back to you as soon as I can and answer whatever I can for you about the workbook. I'm not 100%, like I said, I'm not 100% on like where this is going to end up design-wise with the new content. I have not actually, at this point, I'm now moving into the phase of designing the templates and the layout. So that's why I'm not 100% sure how many pages it's going to be, but a rough estimate, it's at least 100 pages. I think it might end up at like 120 with all the new inspiration, activities, information, and worksheets as well that have been added. So I always thought that the workbook was a great value, and I think it's even become even more of a great value. But right now it is on pre-order. So you can get the workbook on pre-order now, which means that you'll purchase it, and then when it's finally available, I will be emailing it out to you. And then it will, of course, go up for sale on my shop after that. But once I've sent it out to all the pre-order buyers, I am going to be raising the price. So you'll be able to see what the sale price is right now for pre-order and then what the original price is. If you click the link down below, I will share the link down below for where you can get the pre-order if you're interested. And yeah, I hope that answers all of your questions. Again, reiterating myself now, sorry guys, leave a comment down below. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up and share it with anybody that you might think might want this workbook. It's absolutely, I think, a great gift. I think it's definitely useful for anyone who's going through a goal setting process at the end of the year or would like to start getting into goal setting at the end of the year. It's very straightforward and helpful. So I definitely recommend you check it out at very least if you're interested. So thank you guys so much for watching. And if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos by me. And until next time, bye-bye.